Welcome back to the channel, Baku Crew. It's BakuBrad96 here, and I know I haven't done a video in a long time, so I'm pretty excited to finally be back on the recording end of things rather than just posts and what have you. That being said, I'm not going to do anything too long or, I guess, super intuitive, because I've been, I guess, out of practice for a while. Rambling aside, though, I am going to be taking a look at my latest custom. For those of you who keep track of the community posts and what have you, I have been working on a custom for Emily's Centipod. It's finally done, and I am ready to share it, obviously, via video. So that's what I will be doing. If you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel, because only about 10% of you watching are actually subscribed, and with the amount of Bakugan content I produce, come on, like, the whole Bakugan community needs to be on this, and yeah, the more that view, the more that subscribe, obviously it keeps the channel going, and it helps on that end as well, because, you know, you got to pay the bills. But let's go ahead and get right into the video. I'm going to start off with the character card, because, you know, save the best for last. Yeah, it's pretty rough, right? Didn't really like how it turned out. It's a little sloppy on the name. Just overall pretty sloppy. But using the materials that I had available to me, I definitely wanted to do something. And given Emily's age on the show, I guess it kind of fits. You know, I could say it was something that she did. But yeah, so cosmetical, I guess, problems aside, I did try to match it with the custom that I did. I even added the red little bow on the name of the Bakugan. I thought that was a cute little addition. Now, I did have it on the Bakugan, but I didn't think it looked good, so I did take that off. Otherwise, obviously, I didn't mess with any of the stats. I wanted to keep the card playable in case I ever did make a deck. I doubt I will, but the option is there. Otherwise, obviously, I matched it with the coloring for the Centipod. But yeah, that is the character card. I did try get it out of the sleeve so it doesn't hit the reflection so bad. But I did gloss the card as well. There we go. It's not just the sleeve. Now, it was really hard to get it evenly distributed because I was just brushing it on. And it did mess with the ink a little bit. But it will seal in the acrylic very nicely. In fact, that's what I used on the Bakugan itself. And I think it turned out really good, at least on that end. And yeah, so it's just pretty cool. It will be preserved a little longer. Won't mess up, especially being in a sleeve like I have it. So that's pretty huge. But yeah, I doubt I'll use this in a deck. I mean, maybe if you all want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. But as of right now, I don't really have any intention in doing that. But here is the custom itself. So see if I can't get it to focus a little better. There we go. Really, really like how this turned out. Probably one of my best customs. Now, all in all, this took me about 4 days to do. Lots and lots of coats and just layering and a lot of time taken because I wanted to get everything perfect, or at least as close as I could. Now, I did just reference like little screenshots of the anime for this Centipod, so I don't know if it really matches up, I guess, as good as it could. But like I said, I just used the monster forms in the show as references. The materials I use, now I do want to go ahead and get into that because it's actually really cheap budget options and nothing fancy. So it goes to show you that you can customize a Bakugan with just about anything. So everything that I'm about to show you, I got on Amazon, oddly enough, but hey, it works, right? Fast shipping. So I do use acrylic markers, and right now I am using the Zaire brand. I'm really happy, you know, sometimes it kind of floods out, but what I like to do is get like a little palette or a little plate and just put a little bit of the paint from the marker on there, you know, push it onto there, and then apply with a brush. That is what I did for the Centipod here. And, you know, it came out really nicely. You can go in directly with the marker, but I wouldn't recommend that because the points aren't that fine. And sometimes you can get a little bit of drying on the marker as well. So there's about the point you're dealing with, which is good for like larger surface areas, but definitely not good for details. That's why I definitely would say get a brush, a very fine tip, and then you won't have any problems. But yeah, that's what I used for the first coat. Obviously, I used the silver. Actually, all three of these kind of layered in different spots. And then, of course, the white. I didn't use the white too much because I was actually running out of it. And I'm really short on it, but I used it in a few areas that I will show later in the video. And then, like I said, I glossed everything to kind of keep it together so I didn't have any chipping and just so it looked better. This is the brand of gloss that I used. And again, on Amazon, relatively cheap. I think this was like 10 bucks. The markers were probably somewhere around 20 if I had to remember. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me, but I think that's kind of around the price range. And that is in USD, by the way, so that way there's no mix-up. But yeah, this was actually really good. It takes forever to dry, right? So this is what was the longest part of the custom, because it takes about 3 hours for an area to dry. So I have to set the Bakugan. Hold on, I have them. Shout out to El Jefe for these little core cases. But I had to set the Bakugan like this, and so I would just like apply the gloss in areas and then just rotate as it dried. So it's definitely time consuming, but well worth it, because when you're done, you have a nice shine on your Bakugan. It's going to hold that acrylic paint onto the surface better. You're going to have less chipping and wear altogether. Now, like I said, I'm not going to be using this Bakugan more than likely, so it will stay in relatively brand new shape. And yeah, it just looks so good. Absolutely love this Bakugan. You know, Spin Master, great company. I'm always going to support them. Always going to support the brand of Bakugan, but definitely could have added more pink and more white. Especially, you know what? Scratch that. If Spin Master released a Chaos Web'em, that is all they needed to do, because I would have done this for them. But Emily's Bakugan, definitely overlooked. And yeah, underrated, because absolutely love the color schemes and perfect. But I think it's about time I actually reviewed the Centipod. What do you all think? So here we go. Going to do a little roll off camera, but trust me, I'm at least maybe a card length and a half away. I do have a little Gen 3 ramp set up here, so I won't fall off the table. But we all know I'm throwing the bread. A little nervous there. Camera jitters, oh no. Do for the spin. There we go. My trusty spin shots always work. But here is the Centipod, and got a nice little stand there. So wait for the camera to focus in, and here we go. What a wonderful way for it to turn out. Again, I glossed the interior too, only in certain spots. Now, obviously with my lighting, it's really hard to tell, but if you look closely, I only painted this little middle area white, and then the top around the head and the little bottom here. Everything else I left factory color on the interior of the Bakugan. And I think it worked out, right? Like, you can't really tell too much. It's not too bad. And then I added in, I colored in a little bit of the interior detail. And again, this is all glossed as well. And then if I can get it to, there we go. And I did the other row of feet. So I did all the rows of feet, even though the inner one you can't really see when it opens up. But yeah, everything glossed. That's why it's all so shiny. Lot of attention to detail on this Bakugan. I want to try to show off the little red eyes because they are adorable. Not as even as I would have liked, but really hard. You'd be surprised how hard it is to get perfect little circles. Especially when your acrylic paint kind of runs a little bit. But yeah, again, just referencing off what the Centipod looks in actual like creature monster form on the show. So I tried to match it up as best as I could. Really like how this Bakugan turned out, and I hope all of you enjoy it as well. I might make more videos regarding like future customs, or maybe if I finish off with Emily's Bakugan. But gonna be really hard to find a webam. Maybe like dye a diamond one or something. I don't know. That would be really, really stressful to try to pull off. But yeah, that's it for the custom. Pretty basic. I have made a lot of posts, so chances are all of you that are watching have already seen it. So this is kind of like a why'd you do it video. I don't know. Just because I wanted to get more comfortable behind the camera. It's been a minute, and I wanted to give you all an update. The channel will still be doing Bakugan. I'm going to be trying to do a little more Beyblade. As far as other content, I'm not really sure. It didn't get as much support as I thought it would. But Beyblade is possible. Bakugan definitely going to be the mainstay. It's how the channel started, and it's how the channel will continue to go. And I got to work on my brawling, obviously. That was terrible. Try again. Well, off the ramp, and okay, I'll take that. So bank shot. Luckily, some older arenas have those. But yeah, definitely amazing Bakugan brawlers. Hope you all enjoyed this little video. I know it's been a while, but I will be doing some more videos in between all of those shorts. So keep an eye out. Make sure you ring that bell so you don't miss anything. And until next time, stay safe, drum up, Bakugan brawl, and throw the bread!